Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Adelina and I make videos about living in this tiny house on wheels and living a more intentional life. A little while ago, I shared a mix for cornbread. I shared a recipe for cornbread mix. And today I want to share two other mixes. These are really simple little things, but one of the challenges that I really found when I became vegan and I was cooking traditional recipes, a lot of them called for cream soups in the casseroles or the mixes. You know, cream of chicken, cream of mushroom. Those are the two most popular ones, especially the cream of mushroom. And I didn't have a version of that. And so this mix is what I use to make a cream of soup to use in those recipes. And so you can take this mix and you can make it chicken, you can make it mushroom, you can make it celery. I'm going to show you onion. I'm going to show you what add-ons you could put in there for each of those things. The basic recipe is just a veggie cream soup mix, and I think you'll find it really easy. So that's the first mix. The second mix is a ranch seasoning. You know how you take one of those packets of, I don't know, is it Hidden Valley? I'm not sure. Ranch seasonings, and you mix it with a cup of sour cream and you make a dip. You can also use it to make dressing. I've never done that, but I did used to use those mixes to make like dips for veggies, chips, things like that. Well, this is a really simple ranch seasoning mix that you can make and have in a jar and then just use whenever you need it to season dips. You can sprinkle it on potatoes before you roast them, anything like that. It's just a really easy mix to have. Simple ingredients. Both of these recipes are super easy to make. They store in your pantry for a long time. So let me show you the ingredients, and then we're going to make both of these mixes and you'll see just how simple they are. The ingredients for our dry cream soup mix are dried milk flour of choice. This is soy milk flour. You can use coconut milk flour as well. And then you need some instant mashed potatoes, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some cornstarch, veggie bouillon, Italian seasoning, and some parsley. And then just a bowl to mix it up in and something to store it in. That's all we need for our dry soup mix. For our ranch seasoning mix, we're going to use the same as usual: garlic powder, onion powder, dried chives, parsley flakes, some dill weed, salt, pepper, and then something to keep it in. Okay, the first recipe we're going to make is the dried cream soup mix. And that, again, is very, very easy. I have here powdered soy milk. You can also use powdered coconut milk. Obviously, I'm vegan, so I'm not going to use a powdered cow's milk in here. And there's 2 cups in there. The full recipe will be down below. Is that going to be a bowl that's too small? Yes, probably. Look at me anticipating that I've mismeasured my bowl. Hold on a sec. Oh, yeah. We now have hopefully the right size bowl. So into a big bowl, you're going to put your 2 cups of dried milk powder. And then we're going to add half a cup of potato flakes. This is going to give it a real creamy, thick consistency. And I always have these on hand, and it's easy to find ones that are vegan. They're accidentally vegan. They're not butter flavored or anything like that. So we need a half a cup of potato flakes. Veggie bouillon powder. Now I buy mine in bulk from the bulk barn, and then I just refill this. So this bouillon powder has salt in it, so I'm not going to add salt to this recipe. If you have one that has no salt, then you probably want a little bit of salt, but you can always add salt to the recipe that you're making. So half a cup of this. Now 3/4 cup of cornstarch. Here's my 1/4 cup measurement. You have to be smarter than the lid from the cornstarch. Okay, so that is the big ingredients. Now we need our seasonings. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. If you don't like the seasonings that I've chosen in here, you can choose whatever ones you do. So 2 teaspoons of the Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of the onion powder. One teaspoon of garlic powder. And 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. And that's it. Now we're going to take our whisk and we're going to whisk this really well to get everything combined. Whoops. We're going to make sure we make a mess. That's very important. And now we're going to put this, oh my goodness, into our container. Just whatever container will fit. Does that look like it's going to fit? Shall we place bets on whether or not this is going to fit? Sure, it'll fit. There, no problem. So now that we have our mix, how do we use it? So if you want the equivalent of 1 can undiluted of cream of whatever soup, you're going to take 2/3 of a cup of your mix and you're going to mix it with 1 cup of warm water. Now I will put mine in my little quick little blender so that it doesn't get lumpy. That's what I would recommend you do. But if you don't have that, just put it in a jar and shake it really, really, really well. And then once it warms up, of course, it's going to get thick because we've got the cornstarch in here and the potato flakes. So that's how you make 1 can's worth of cream soup. So say your recipe calls for cream of mushroom soup. You can just use this, really. But if you want to make it a bit more mushroomy, you can buy this porcini powder, mushroom powder. You can get it at specialty spice stores. This one's from the Silk Road Spice Merchant. You can buy it in ethnic food stores or the ethnic section. If you have a large grocery store, you can buy it online, that sort of thing. So you can add this to make cream of mushroom soup. Okay, what if it calls for cream of celery soup? Well, here's some celery salt. You can add a little bit of this in there. If you wanted to make it cream of chicken soup, for your recipes, you can add a little bit of poultry seasoning into that. And if it's, you want cream of onion soup, and just add some onion flakes that you can buy in there. And that's a way to make different recipes that call for different types of soup, but really, just regular cream of soup. This has got a lot of flavor in it because we use the veggie bouillon. So to make it, like I say, it's 2/3 of a cup of the mix, 1 cup of water. I think it does mix in well better if you use warm water, not hot, or if you want to put it in your little bullet blender to blend it all up. And then you use it like you would any cream soup, undiluted cream soup. Oh my God, why can't I say that? Any undiluted cream soup in a recipe. So now that we made that mix, let's make our next one. Okay, for the ranch seasoning mix, we're going to start out with 1 tablespoon of onion powder. I was going to mix this in my measuring cup, but I will just mix it in here and then we can shake it up. So 1 tablespoon of onion powder. 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, the magic duo to add flavor to recipes. 2 tablespoons of parsley, dried parsley. 2 tablespoons of dried chives. I buy mine at the bulk store. That's where I find the best price on these. And now we need 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of dill, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now, if you want, you can add a little bit of sugar. Those mixes do have sugar in them, but that's up to you. Oh, I'm just going to end up dumping a whole whack of this in my... There we go. That's it. That's as simple as it is. Now I'm going to put the lid on it, shake it. You always have it on hand if you make your own, and you know exactly what's in it. There's no preservatives or anything like that. So when you want to make your dip, what you do is to 1 cup of sour cream, you just add 1 tablespoon of this mix. Give it a good stir. Let it sit in your fridge for a few hours. Overnight would be best, really, so that the flavors really combine. But that's basically it. It smells really good. And yep, so there you go. That is something, like I say, you can also use to sprinkle on potatoes if you're going to roast them. It's just a really handy little thing to have, and super easy to make. All right, my friends, there you go. 2 really super easy mixes that you can make for your pantry. This CreamOfSoup, dried CreamOfSoup mix is super handy. It takes up a lot less space in your pantry than a bunch of cans. You know exactly what's in both of these, and you never have to worry about having some for whatever recipe you're making. If you have kids or grandkids and they're craving a snack and you want to, let them do some quote-unquote cooking, there you go. Just give them some sour cream, let them mix 1 cup of sour cream with the seasoning, and then they have a delicious and healthy dip for their veggies and their chips and things like that, because there are no preservatives in either one of these, and there's no sugar in this one. In fact, I think there's usually sugar in the cream soup mixes as well. I find these really handy to have in my pantry, along with some other mixes. I already shared the cornbread mix. I do want to share my chocolate muffin and brownie mix, but I was kind of waiting to make some from it, but I don't have an oven right now, which is a whole other story. I don't have a working oven right now, which is a whole other story. So I'm still going to share that mix with you, because I think it's a great one, again, to have in your pantry, and ready for whenever you want to make brownies or you want to make muffins. And again, mixes are great when you're cooking with kids and your grandkids, because it's super easy for them to use. It's really hard to find a vegan version of especially the cream soups, the tinned cream soups. And when you do, they're super expensive, which is ridiculous, but that's just the world we live in. So anyways, I hope you try it. Let me know if you do. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Sophie, you helping me edit?